Hey guys, here. So, abilities, specifically quarterback abilities. I've been asked a lot whether they stack. So today we're going to do some myth busting, time 'em out, show you on the field what's going on. So I want to kind of break down how I did this first. Basically, I went through with Gunslinger here, and then I counted frames on the releases, right? And I'm gonna go through and show Gunslinger, set feet lead, pass lead, elite. I'm gonna show them stacked against each other, and I'm gonna show like the distance and how long it takes for them to throw, not only like out of the windup, but all the way down to the sidelines from like right here. We'll count it out and see what the difference is between all of them. So basically, I want to show you how I did that. Basically, just take okay, there's the first frame, second frame, third frame, so on and so forth. I just went through and counted frames, okay? So the Gunslinger, this is Roethlisberger only, right? We know quarterback releases are different. I'm not going to go through and do every single quarterback. We kind of know which ones we like, which ones we don't. We can do more than that if you want in the future, of course. Let me know in the comments always what kind of things that you need to know about the game. We did, lastly, on offensive line testing, we did like a portion of it. I think I'll do another portion of that here soon, too. So Gunslinger. With Gunslinger, Roethlisberger takes about 23 frames to throw this sideline route to his right side. Now, the right side and the left side take different times. It takes him like, I think, a couple frames to rotate left and throw. So these are only numbers for the right side throw, medium to the tight end that you saw. So Gunslinger, I went ahead and, counted up a few times, went ahead and shifted over. Next up, I took Gunslinger off, basically zero abilities on the nothing, right? On the nothing, same thing, fast forward. I don't know, does that make you guys sick? I don't know, maybe I shouldn't do it like that. But anyways, basically on this, counting these up, I'm not going to take the time to count them to yourselves. It took 26 frames. So with nothing on him going through this, it was 20. This is at 60 frames per second, by the way, which is why this is different than my previous year's testing when I was only recording at 30 frames per second. It is now, next gen, so we're at 60 frames per second. But we have nothing on him, and it takes 26 frames. So you're like, okay, should I pay for Gunslinger? We'll talk about the difference here with Pass Elite and stuff. Should I pay for it? You are getting 3 frames difference. So 3 out of 60, if we do the math right, reduce, carry the 1/20th of a second you are saving. All right, if it's 60 frames per second, 3 frames, yes, okay? So that's the difference between a normal throw and Gunslinger. Now that is going to save you, right? Because when somebody comes and hits you in like last second, you need to get that Gunslinger off, it definitely will stop a few, but it's 3 frames out of 60. Okay, 1/20 of a second is what you're saving with this throw specifically. Now, long throws are a different beast together. Like the Gunslinger, it is a lot better on long throws, but we're basically seeing like, what is that, 5 to 10%? Going from 26 to 23 frames. So it is a significant amount, right? Just on medium, it's not as big of a deal, but the long throws is where you're really going to get saved with the Gunslinger, getting it, 5 to 10% quicker. All right, so that is now done with the nothing throws. This is just more info on the nothing. We'll swing back to this, that testing. Now, Gunslinger and Pass Lead Elite, do they stack? And I just want to say right now, Pass Lead Elite, Gunslinger, this does not stack. It is still 23 frames to get your ball off here on this, to get through here with Gunslinger and Pass Lead Elite. So just FYI, no stacking there. And then we'll come back to this test in a second. Next one does. Oh, sorry. Next test. Does Gunslinger, Pass Lead Elite, and Set Feet lead? Is there some sort of stack there? The answer is no. There is no stack there as far as release. Gunslinger, Pass Lead Elite, Set Feet lead is the same 23 frames that Gunslinger gives you. So Pass Lead Elite, Set Feet lead, neither one of them gives you any sort of throw motion benefit, which is exactly what the abilities say, right? This is, different because, it is nice to see something working like this because the previous few years, some of this stuff did not. Now, Pass Lead Elite, Set Feet lead, I think you guys know where this is going. How much is this? This is 26 frames to run this Pass Lead Elite, Set Feet lead. So there you go. And then individually, Set Feet lead, Pass Lead Elite is also 26 frames. So there you go. Gunslinger is the only one of the 3 that speeds up the throw motion. Okay, now we got to go back and we're going to go ahead and take a look at how long does it take to get from the quarterback's hand, from the beginning of the windup to throwing the ball all the way through there, right? That many frames. Okay, so it's right here. I think this is the first frame, and then he starts this throw motion right here, going through it all the way across. I won't count them out individually for you guys again, but that right there, with this exact one, it's a little bit of knowledge. It's 91 frames with pass lead. It says set feet lead. Okay, 91 frames there. Okay, let's go back to the nothing. How many frames is it with nothing on the player? Nothing doing this exact same test. It's a little different because the tight end animation is different. I'm going to talk about the tight end animation and how it changes when the ball gets to his hands or not, based off that animation versus the falling animation. This right here with nothing on it, right? Long release, kind of more of an arc on that throw. That was 99 frames, okay? So that was like a second and a half plus for nothing. So there is a pretty significant difference with nothing versus pass lead elite set feet lead. Now, what is it with gunslinger? Okay, let's go back to gunslinger on a distance. All right, this is gunslinger pass lead elite. So I got to find it. Here is gunslinger. Now, same pass, tight end animation, same one as before. How many frames is this? This for gunslinger is 87. Okay, so I'm going to show it to you all at once here. And I'm going to show you the numbers and show you where a little bit of concern is coming up. So with the numbers here, let me turn my webcam on. Ooh, I'm tiny. Okay, the numbers. Okay, so quarterback release time frames. We just talked about this. The same across the board for everything except for the ones with gunslinger stacked on them. Now, the ball to sideline time, number of frames, obviously remember, 60 frames per second. Nothing is 99, okay? Gunslinger, 87. Gunslinger pass lead elite, 86. Gunslinger pass lead elite and set feet lead stacked is 85. You're like, oh my God, it does stack. Well, I then went to pass lead elite and set feet lead, and it was 91, which you're like, okay, makes sense that it's shorter than that. But then set feet lead came in, and it ended up being 87. So basically what I'm seeing right here is I feel like a lot of this had to do with tight end animation with on the field where I pressed the button to where the tight end was. So this I feel like was all very similar. And I want to show you with ghosting. And this is going to be kind of important so you guys can see yourself. Even though Gunslinger gets the ball out of your hand quicker, it does look like the ball to the target is around the same for all of them, which kind of blew my mind, right? That was the main mind blower here, right? So let me go back to this right here. So I got them ghosted on top of each other. You can kind of see here if I take away, there's pass lead elite, there's gunslinger right here. It's a little darker, but you get my point. Okay, so let's see. Hopefully you guys can kind of see, you know, ghost Roethlisberger with real Roethlisberger. I guess I can turn up the shading too, but anyways, here we go. So quarterback release, start the same time. Gunslinger balls out the hand 3 frames faster than the pass lead elite. You see how it's already right there in the motion? So Gunslinger definitely working. But when you look at the balls, now let's wait. Just let's focus on the pass lead elite guy right here, the main guy. Don't focus on the ghost. Let's stop it where it gets to the player right there. So do you see how he kind of stood right there? All right, so it's basically balls home, right? On the guy. Balls home in here. So let's go ahead and get rid of him. Now Gunslinger's looking there, kind of balls home. Let's look at the Gunslinger one. Ball is kind of caught like right here, okay? So Gunslinger, now let's turn back on this one. And now where's the ball? Where's the ball right here? So this is the Gunslinger one's home right now. And it looks like there's a frame or 2, 3 difference between the pass lead elite, which it's kind of reflected in the stats, right? Between Gunslinger and pass lead elite, there was a 2 frame difference. Okay, that makes sense, right? So it was 3 frames difference on here, but somehow the pass lead elite caught up by 1 frame, which we'll just call margin of error right now because of, like I talked about, the tight end animation, where on the field I exactly hit it perfectly, and it's not perfect, okay? So here it is. Here's the next one. Is going to be the big curious one. Set feet lead at 87 frames was the same as Gunslinger, which I thought was super strange. It felt like an anomaly, okay? So let's go here to, hang on. There it is. All right, so Gunslinger, set feet lead. Let's bring back Gunslinger on the screen. Okay, so here it is. Balls there. You can see Gunslinger gets the ball out first. Set feet lead is kind of trailing him. Okay, let's scroll in. Let's focus first on Gunslinger. And where does he get to the ball? Ball's caught right there, right? Ball's caught. Now, ball's caught with a set feet lead, right? Same exact frame, which is so strange because the tight ends look like same position, right? Here's ball's caught, set feet lead. Ball's caught, Gunslinger. The Gunslinger got the ball out first, but the set feet lead got there first. Strange, right? That was the biggest thing I didn't know. So what I'm seeing is that, like, it's kind of a wash. Obviously, you want the ball out quick, but the time to target, like, they're both the same velocity, but for somehow the set feet lead, like, caught up 3 frames, which is strange to me. I don't know how to take that. That set feet lead actually caught up 3 frames from release to tight end. That's kind of significant. Yeah. Like, you'd think it'd be obvious. Set feet lead guy caught it right there, right? Right there-ish. Gunslinger. Same thing. It's in his hands. Here, I'll go back a frame. See that? See that ball? That's the Gunslinger. See how the ball's right on the tight end? And now here's set feet lead. Crazy, right? So what we're seeing is sometimes the ball is faster with set feet lead. It's the same exact route. Both pass leading outside. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm seeing these different. Like, obviously the biggest difference is between nothing. Like, this is a huge dramatic difference between this and all these things. But I almost want to say a lot of these things are just like random, you know, animation differences. The pass lead set feet lead is a weird one. I think I have that one set up. Let's go ahead. Pass lead elite set feet lead versus Gunslinger. Here it is. Here's the pass lead elite set feet lead versus Gunslinger. This one was the double stack versus Gunslinger. Okay, let's just watch pass lead elite set feet lead. All right, so it's because he got this animation on the tight end, he caught it right there. And I guess it's caught right there. But if you get rid of, there's the pass elite set feet lead one. If you get rid of it, he's already got it in hand, and he's had it for a while. So yeah, it's strange. Huh. And then so that Gunslinger was already caught by now. And there you go. A few frames difference. I don't know, man. I really don't. Kind of strange. It seems like it's just random differences, and there isn't a huge difference between Gunslinger and delivery of the ball between all of them. Obviously, the throw release is different, but maybe it's worth testing more. I got very mixed results. Huge differences here, obviously, between the nothing and the rest of them, but the rest of them seem like they were just kind of random air due to animations on the tight end and where I pressed the button on the field. So that's it for the video. That was the Mythbusters. Pass lead elite, set feet lead, not bad. Not bad. I mean, set feet lead I know is inconsistent on some routes, like low throws, kind of like it floats a few routes too often. But pass lead I do feel is like superior for that reason. I don't feel like it's as inconsistent as set feet lead. But as for velocities, they're the same, if not a little bit more for pass lead, set feet lead than Gunslinger. That's the video, though. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Call to action. I will see you tomorrow.